This is Blue Bean Harvest. Roll the tape. Now, maybe on future episodes, at that point, we might have some music. I don't know. But at the moment, this being episode 1, it's just me. And because of that, you've just got my voice. And in order not to send you asleep, I'm only going to do probably 10-ish minute sessions. I'd like to do longer sessions, and I'd like to section this with various bits of information and entertainment, which I'll go on about in a minute. But I'm going to do 10-minute slots just to start. So welcome to this first episode of Blue Bean Harvest. I am a Roy, and it's great to have your company as we begin this new adventure together. Thanks for being here and sharing your awareness as I share mine. Obviously, you're going to wonder, what is Blue Bean Harvest? Well, it's just that, blue bean. Blue is the colour, it's the colour of the new age. And harvest, let's work towards an ideal of being part of something new with a goal at the end. So it's a new show for people who want answers to questions. It's for people who want to hear about universal truth based on personal truth shared in awareness. That's from myself and others. It's for people who want change, both personally and socially on a global scale. But more importantly, it's for people who are prepared to take action for positive change within themselves as they wake up to truth. Waking up to truth is a key theme here as part of a conditional process. Things become clear to some as I go on. If you feel drawn to this, I would urge you to stay to enable new learning, re-evaluation, and the potential probable growth ultimately desired. Quite a bit of what I say is going to sound weird, but then truth is truth. And the amount of truth here in awareness is very limited for the majority. But what does that mean? I mean, we all have truth, and your truth is your truth. My truth is my truth. Personal truth is subject to change. If we use the awareness of other self, we can think universal truth. While being universal, we can consider the nature of the universal creation being that of infinite growth. It's also unchanging in nature. The awareness of universal truth is reflected in personal truth. Without understanding, things can often seem more shocking and disturbing than they really are. Awareness could be said to only scratch the surface here, so to speak. So, in all humility, I'm sharing my truth to grow potential and understanding for all those who choose to listen. If you don't want to listen, fine, go away in the nicest way. But if you do, then hang around. I promise you, it is to your long-term benefit. If we simply accept that for all of us as individuals, awareness is different, then things will move on more quickly for each of us. In addition, we can fully embrace the idea that new and unknown are not necessarily something to fear. We can recognize that change is the single constant in the universe, as we currently perceive it anyway. Things change from old to new. We change from old to new, or maybe new to old. I think old to new, from one density to another, and from one age to another. That's right, I'm talking about from a third density to a fourth density, and to a new Aquarian Age. Now, things are, bear with me a second, because I don't know why, but this has just switched off. So I'm going to switch it on again. And I'm going to say nothing while I'm doing that. Bear with me, it's a pain. I don't know why it's switched off. This is a H5. So, audio interface, stereo. Right, there we go. Sorry about that. Where was I? I was talking about, things flashed up again. Let's just check this. See, it's bloody Apple. Just work, please. Okay, so where was I? Right, so I do believe that we are recording again. Yes, we are. So, all right, we're back live, live recording. So I was saying, the Aquarian Age, yes, it's here. This is it. Through an unstoppable compulsion, I share my awareness of change now. Today I bring glad tidings of the new age. Sounds corny, but it's true. The Aquarian Age is here, now. It's an age fired by truth, tempered by love. This isn't a joke or a game. It's reality. It's just shared in awareness. And I will simply share to explain all I can, as I can. And there, plain to see, sits my limitation. Now is a time to listen and still yourself for change. I'm going to talk about life, the universe, everything as the generalization goes, sharing my awareness to fire others perhaps. Fire being the operative word, and I'll explain all that when I talk about my device to help you. I'm going to talk about the pandemic, natural disasters. That's just stopped again. Let's just turn off that. Sorry, it's just shut down again, and I don't know why. I don't see why there should be a limit to what it's doing. Unless, if I take that out of there. Bear with me a second, I'm sorry. This is working on the fly. I appreciate your patience. Let's have a look. We'll go down to an audio interface, stereo. Let's do bus powered. Okay, so sorry about that, but that's going to be on the live thing. I'm not going to edit that, so you'll just have to be patient. Let's click that back on. Right, are we working? Testing, 551. And we're back in the room. Oh my gosh. All right, that's a real pain, but never mind. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to talk about the pandemic, natural disasters, death, and the beyond. I shall talk of how we work as animals and spiritual beings developing here now. I'll be sharing insights as to how we begin to invoke personal change based on belief and the expectation of will, seeing development of unshakable faith based on personal experience alone, here and now. There is extra help available here, and I'll come back to that in a minute. I did start on that a second ago, but I need to say this. I know at this time people would benefit from more understanding regarding the big G, I call God, a deeper understanding. It's very important now. So I will add my awareness to your own awareness of the big G, if I may. It's up to you to embrace it, whether you choose to or not. Free and independent will, it's always the greatest gift after all. Also remember, it's impossible to know all the answers. If you've got any questions for me, please feel free to fire them at me. You know, it's you might be thinking something, a question that's on the mind of 1,000 people. You know, if 1,000 people watch this, I'm hoping millions will. I want to change the world. We're going to change the world. That's the point. That's the point of this age. That's why I'm here. I'm here to bring change through understanding and balance to enable choice and future potential. Okay. So, it's impossible to know all the answers when you don't know all the questions. Once aware of a question, answers can be sought and then delivered whenever they become available. Please be aware I am a Roy. I'm a being, just like you. I simply feel compelled at this precise time to share my truth, which I believe may be very different to your own. Many beings are aware of the current changes in different ways. Perhaps in the near future we could highlight some of these by talking to other people that are aware of this new age and the overlaps of 3 and 4 and how it works. My intention for this information cast is to grow from a podcast and YouTube video series to radio and TV, ultimately with a dedicated channel to provide guidance on growth in all aspects of being. Yeah. As pockets of society come together with like mind, free will of the individual will be a keystone in personal and societal growth. I need help with all this. We need help with all this. There is so much for us to do. All right. This is when it all begins. Join me. Yeah. This is when it all begins, Beans. I do have a device or a system, as I said. It's extremely profound. I'm going to say that. It's not, this isn't me. It's not like, oh, look what I've got. Woo, woo, woo. You know, this is from much bigger sources, bigger resources, of bigger pots of information. You know, forget this notion of what is this person saying. Just think of a broadcast. All right. So it's a relatively simple thing, but it's very effective. I'm still putting it together, but far out, there is so much help there. You know, it's like I'm truly bonkersly excited. I keep knocking this. It's a very small little booth that I made here, but it works, I feel. So when it's ready, I'll let you know. I want to help others self-grow in their awareness of the big G. I want you to understand that it's necessary to be aware now. This is all part of receiving the truth. Only by receiving the truth, embracing the truth, processing the truth, understanding the truth, reevaluating your truth, and finding balance with new truth, can you change yourself. And this will establish how far you're going to go in the new age. Or are you going to go back round and do the whole of the third density again? All right, so this is a last chance saloon. What was I going to say? Okay, on how this chance is taking place, how the densities are overlapping, how 3 closes down while 4 begins and grows, the change in vibration of self, opening to truth of a higher vibration or denying its being, causing disharmony in self. Damage flows from mind to body to spirit. I'll tell you exactly how this works in the coming days and weeks. I'm going to take a break here, as I said, bite-sized pieces, stop you falling asleep. Help me stay on track. I hope this hasn't been too little so that you don't find the interest to stay and play your game. I hope it isn't too much that I've bored you crazy. There is so much to come, and I will do it piece by piece as I can. I need your support, okay? Look for ways in which you can support me. Either I just need to get all this down. There's so much stuff to get out. Yes. Publishing, production of all this stuff, uploading of stuff, different platforms. Yeah, there's a multitude of stuff to do. Anyway. Inch by inch, it's a cinch, and yard by yard, it's hard. And so to close the episode 1, I'm going to read a poem that I wrote for this occasion, aptly titled, called Let's Begin. Let's Begin by Roy Thomas. One eye to fill you full of light that won't illuminate the light, but one for sure through which you see the sum of all soliloquy. If you have found the time to look, the time to pause and take a peek, become the bold, the strong, the true, the loving, feeling, humble, meek. That you should now embrace a thought on which all futures truly lay. The law of one within your heart, unsettled by the word you say. unless the word deceives yourself, that it precludes receipt of sight, that leaves you nothing more than sleep, that you would waste eternal night. Behold, a seed, a thought, a word, with hopes of billions being freed, all growing into new awareness, understanding, purpose, need, that every being begins to see a way for all to be much more, without a single human carcass rotting on some desert floor. And so each heart begins to blossom, seek the truth and feed the mind, embrace much more the love inside you, shun all energy unkind, smile and know all things occurring, simply part of process true. God inside, awareness growing, feel the love that's loving you. Slowly, surely, beings awaken, dreams to see the day brand new, eyes to cast on new beginnings, all the choices love we do. Simple pleasures from the changes, all to ease a gentle pace. Light to fill the darkest chambers, here divine and full of grace. Why? I simply ask the question. Tell me why it can't be so. There to sow a seed of freedom. There a truth for you to know. I just say we make it happen. Choose because we can. You see? There's so many treasures for you deep within your roots of tree. Lose the fear, the light, confusion. Pause and think a little more of all the gifts that now surround you, knocking then on heaven's door. Would you see this moment passing, chance to catch and hold a dream, know the end of human sadness, life for all becomes serene? Simply pause and ask the question, what then would my life become if we were simply free to be beyond the setting of the sun? Here's the dawn, the new beginnings, promises of life brand new. Understand the true believing. Now the choice is up to you. Thank you for being here and sharing your awareness. I hope you find a need to support and be a patron of this new cast, podcast, video cast, YouTube, web, whatever, radio, TV, anything we can. Anything we can to promote and bring about change. Peaceful revolution for the evolution of the human being. In the light and the love of the one infinite creator, Adonai.